Welcome, everyone, to the season opener for the Xtreme Xfinity Series. Tonight, these Xfinity cars will be taking on Daytona International Speedway for 60 action-packed laps here. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman Weeson. I am excited to call the racing action here tonight. Again, this is the first race of the season. I know these drivers definitely want to start the season outright by getting the win. So I think this is going to be an awesome competitive race between all of our drivers here tonight, and we'll see what happens. Right now here in practice, we see Eddie Smith is currently the fastest on the board right now in that 87 machine. He has a 47.13 as his fastest lap time. Then behind him, it's Jonah Colbert, 47.14. Third is Logan Sturgeon, 47.22. Fourth is Greg Froelich with a 47.25. And then rounding out your top five right now here in practice, it is Brandon Wallace. Last season, Jonah Colbert ended up winning the championship. And we'll see if he can maybe make it 2 in a row here this season in Season 3 of the Xtreme Xfinity Series. We do have 30 cars in this session tonight, so we have a large field, which is going to mean for some awesome super speedway racing. And again, we will see what happens here. I am actually pulling up the point standings for last season. Here we go. So last season we saw Jonah Colbert get the championship, and then we saw a tie for second between Goat Locker Racing drivers Patrick Drobick and Jamie Barkus. They got tied for second. Third, or I guess fourth, was Logan Sturgeon, and then fifth was Garrett Kinder. So here we go. We'll see if, again, if Jonah Colbert can make it 2 in a row, if he can win this season's champion, and definitely think he wants to try to start it out right here with a win here at Daytona. There you see he is currently sitting in the pits right now, as a lot of drivers are. Let's go ahead and take a look at some action out on track right now. There we see Greg Froelich out there in that number 11 machine. See, Jamie Barkus is out there. I do want to mention, speaking of Jamie Barkus, this league is fueled by Goat Locker Racing. If you're wondering what Goat Locker Racing it is a group of drivers here on iRacing. I know a lot of them are veterans, and they've been around for over 25 years, since Sierra Papyrus days of sim racing, and they're still going on now. I know they have a broadcasting company. They broadcast lots of races involving the Rebels and I believe Thunderstruck as well. So make sure to look them up on GoatLockerRacing.com if you want to maybe join their team, or you can tune in to their broadcasts. But we see practices wrapping up, and we are getting ready here for qualifying. It's going to be 5 minutes, and each of these drivers get 2 laps to make their best lap time. There we see Joe Yakes getting out there in that 187 machine. Here's Jamie Barkus. We got Eddie Smith, your leader in practice. He is getting on track right now. Let's see if he can continue the trend. I mean, he was the leader in practice, so now let's see if he'll be the leader here in qualifying. So here we go, first lap here for Eddie Smith. Let's see what he can do here. See, going down to that yellow line. Wrapping the bottom. And he's going to stay there on the bottom. We check out Jonah Colbert. He is going to go up here to the wall. I know if you go around the whole bottom, it is the shortest way around the track, which is, if you think about it, the fastest way around the track. So here we go. Here's Colbert going through the tri-oval. Let's see what his lap time is going to be. He goes to the top of the board, 50.94. Then we see Eddie Smith going to the top of the board with a 50.72. Second is Jonah Colbert, 50.94. And then third is Patrick Drobick, 51.25. Still, we have about 2/10 separating right now, first and second. Eddie Smith right now is looking pretty good right now with that lap time. Again, 50.72. We'll see if anybody else can break into the top three. Look at this. Adam Lange is able to get a 50.74, getting very, very close to the pole right now. He definitely has a chance to qualify on top in that number 59 machine. 50.74 was his lap time. That's only 2/100ths off the pole right now. See, Eddie Smith improves on his second lap, but look at this. So does Jamie Barkis. Jamie Barkis to the top of the board, 50.60 is his lap time. You see, second is Eddie Smith, 50.61, and third is Jonah Colbert, 50.64. So, wow, look at this. The top 10 pretty much, or top 8, is all separated by less than a tenth. That is absolutely incredible. That just shows how close this racing is going to be here at Daytona tonight. Here we see Ryan Pendleton on track right now. I know he is a great Legends driver and a great short track racer. Let's see how well he's going to do tonight here at Daytona. Jamie Mullins in the University of Tennessee car to the top of the board. 50.58 is his lap time. The only driver so far to break into the 50.5s. Great lap time there for Jamie Mullins. Andy Kurtz is in second, 50.60. That's about 2/100ths off the lead right now. Got Travis Beaver in the Vanilla Wafer, or the Nilla Wafers car. He's got all the brands: Nilla Wafer, Nutter Butter, Oreos, Ritz. See what he's going to get. Ooh, he is currently last on the board. 51.32 is his lap time, and he won't be able to complete another one. So right now it's looking like your starting top three is going to be Jamie Mullins, Andy Kurtz, and Jamie Barkis. And we'll go through the whole starting lineup here. Pull it up. All right, here you go. It is time for your starting lineup, presented by the original Rebels Racing League. Starting on the pole with a 50.575 as his lap time, it's Jamie Mullins. Outside of him, it's Andy Kurtz in number 5. Starting third is Jamie Barkis. Then it's with Jonah Colbert Jonah Colbert Motorsports, it's Eddie Smith in 4th. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Jonah Colbert and that number 31, last season's champion. 6th place is Mr. Zach Wetstein. 7th will be Garrett Kinder outside of him. In 8th with Arcadian Motorsports, it's Jeff Paisley. 9th is Jake the Iron Man Ellingson. And then rounding out your top 10, it's Cody McElwain. Starting 11th with Reaper Racing, it's Reaper Racing's very own Brandon Wallace. Joe Yakes will be starting 12th. See, 13th will be Ryan Pendleton and that number 23 machine. 14th will be Patrick Drobick. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Jason Lottridge. 16th with Reaper Racing, it is Mr. William Griffith. 17th in the 59, it's Adam Lange. 18th is Charlie Gates Jr. 19th will be Mike Bertosa Jr. And then rounding out your top 20, it's Intensity Broadcasting's very own Josh Hall. Starting 21st, it's the legend Greg Froelich in the number 11. Starting in P22, it's Travis Bieber of BK Motorsports. 23rd will be Michael Kostick. 24th will be the Fish, Logan Sturgeon. And then rounding out your top 25, it's Justin Hendry. Then starting 26th, it's Cameron Combs of New York. 27th will be Chuck Feltz. 28th will be Charles Stevens Jr. Starting 29th, it's Christopher Heiner. And then rounding out your top 30, last but not least, it is Mike Aribi. So here we go. The cars are on track, and we are getting ready here for the start. Again, 30 cars are here in the field tonight, and only one can win. Question is, who will it be? Again, your front row, we have Jamie Mullins on the bottom in the orange and white University of Tennessee car. And then above him, we have Andy Kurtz in that blue and white Oreo machine. Behind them, the pushers in this situation, we have Jamie Barkis and Jonah Colbert. Or excuse me, Eddie Smith is on the top. Not Jonah Colbert. And this will be 60 laps of racing action. So here we go. Pace cars in. And we are green flag racing. There we see Jamie Mullins taking off. A green flag is out. And he is trying to get clear of Andy Kurtz by the time we go here into turn 1. We see Eddie Smith trying to get Andy the best push that he possibly can. We see Andy about Jamie Mullins' door right now. The first lap here is normally pretty tame, but once we get into this race, we're going to see a lot of moving up and down between these drivers. I know it might be a little bit dicey in the back of the pack. And we see Jamie Mullins has actually finally gotten clear. Look at that. We see Jamie Barkis just giving one heck of a push on the bottom. Great job to the Goat Locker Racing Machine. But here we see Andy Kurtz coming back on the top. As we go here through turns 1 and 2, see Andy Kurtz giving that good push. Let's take a look at what it looks like from the cockpit cam here at the Super Speedway from Eddie Smith's perspective. See, Eddie Kurtz is moving around a little bit. Eddie getting right there on Andy's back bumper. Last time by, these drivers ran their fastest lap times of the race. These motors are finally getting at their fastest right now. And we're already seeing a lot of moves get made. Once again, we see Jamie Barkis is able to propel that number 53 back ahead of Andy Kurtz. And right now, we're really only seeing 3 cars on that top line. There's a big gap between the 9 of Zach Whetstone and then the next car on the top. Ooh, is Jamie Barkis going to go up there? I thought he was going to be able to get clear of Andy Kurtz, but we're 3 wide right now for the lead. We see Eddie Smith, Zach Whetstone go low, and they're going to just, wow, leave Andy Kurtz to dry right there. In the dust is that 9 machine, or excuse me, the 5 machine. And look at this. Jamie Barkis getting a great run on the outside. And he's going to get clear. So, and we got a caution flag out right here. So, getting ready here for the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind to see exactly what happened here. Oh, no. Looks like we see Greg Froelich and Josh Hall both involved in this one. Let's go ahead and watch this. So, it was 3 wide up front. We see, oh, I see what happened here. Hold up. Let's go quickly to the perspective of, I'm not sure who that is in front of Josh. But we see the 23 of Pendleton kind of slows up a little bit. And we see Lottridge gets into his back. That slows him down. And then Josh, there's nowhere to go except for right into the back of Lottridge. Jason, he slides up and gets right into that 59 machine of Adam Lange. And then they all go through the grass. Greg Froelich, nowhere to go. He's involved in this one. Man. Big wreck right there. But these drivers are just going to come in, get that fast repair, and go back out there. And we do have a lot of people entering the pits, including a lot of drivers who were involved in that previous incident. So here we go. Let's watch the race here on pit road. We got Jason Lottridge, Adam Lange, Josh Hall, Greg Froelich, Travis Bieber all here on pit road. And the first person off is going to be in the 18th position. So look at this. We see Mike Aribi is the first driver off. Then it's Chuck Phelps. Then Logan Sturgeon. Then Christopher Heiner. Then Cameron Coons. So here we go right now. Currently, Jamie Barkis is your leader in that number 15 machine. What a great run that he had. We saw he went up to the high side to try to get in front of Andy, but he couldn't get clear in time, so then it was 3 wide. We see Eddie Smith, he went down to the bottom to help give Barkis a push, and then we saw Barkis was able to get up to the front right before the caution came out. It was an aggressive move for sure by that 15, but it propelled him up to the front. Didn't mean to hit that there. So lights are off on the pace car. We see Josh Hall just getting off of pit road. He had a ton of damage to get fixed after that previous incident. So here we go. Jamie Barkas will be restarting on the bottom. Outside of him is your pole sitter, Jamie Mullins. Do want to mention currently here is who your biggest mover of the race is. That title belongs to Mike Aribi. And that number 77 machine, he started in last place. But he was able to make some good moves. And so far he's been able to get to the 18th position. I know he did win the race off of pit road. He came in with a lot of the other drivers. So he's looking to try to gain some more spots to continue his trek up through the field. There we see the pace car is in. And here we go. Green flag is back out. And there we see Jamie Barkas taking off. And what a great push there from Eddie Smith. He is able to get clear of Jamie Mullins running there on that high side. Can Mullins, and let's see who is pushing him right now. That is the 31 of Jonah Colbert. Can those two get a good run to potentially get back up there to the front? Oh, wow. Yeah, the high side has fallen way behind right now. What a great run for the bottom, and I feel like the bottom is a lot more organized than up top, I will say. I mean, if we can get more drivers up there and get a great line of cars, then we can definitely see that high line come back. I don't know if we're going to see any of these cars in this front pack. Eddie Smith, Zach Wetstein, Joe Yakes go up there. That wouldn't surprise me. We are coming to 10 laps completed this time by. So already, we have 10 laps down and only 50 laps left for these drivers. Still a lot of race left. These drivers need to be patient. You can't really force anything this early. All right, we are beginning to see the high side come back again. Here comes Jamie Mullins and company. They're getting back up there. We know the high side has power. I mean, look what we saw Jamie Barkas do. He went up there, and he was able to get to the lead. Look at this, 3 wide. I thought I saw someone try to make it 3 wide there. Oh, yeah, great run for the high side. I mean, in the last few laps, they've been from really, really far behind. And look at this. Jamie Mullins is able to get clear. And look at this. So does Jonah Colbert. So we see Mullins and Colbert drift down to the bottom, and they are able to get clear. Fantastic run for that high side. So now the leader of that high side is going to be the 5 of Andy Kurtz. He started on the outside pole, and he was the original leader of the high side. He is getting a push from none other than the 13 of Garrett Kinder. And here they come. The high side is chugging along once again. We'll say solid effort there by both Jonah Colbert and Jamie Mullins for just getting the high side along and getting it by the leaders. I mean, at one time, the high side was very, very far behind from the rest of the field, but they caught up, and now they're leaders for now. But wow, during this last lap, we saw Andy Kurtz almost get clear of Jamie Mullins. he wasn't quite able to go down there to the bottom. Whew, it's getting a little bit dicey all throughout the field right now. I think a lot of drivers are getting antsy, wanting to make some moves right now, but again, you just can't force anything. You got to be patient in these early stages of the race. Because we haven't even gone by halfway, but your race could easily get ruined before the halfway mark, that's for sure. Look at this. Here's a big story right here. The third driver on the high side is none other than William Griffith in that number 12 machine. And William, he started in the 16th spot. Had a lot of cars he needed to pass, but he's made some smart moves, and he's definitely in position to potentially take the lead. A couple smart moves, and he can get up there. Oh, look at this. Andy Kurtz was able to get a good enough run on the outside to get clear of Jamie Mullins. He moves down to the bottom now. Here comes, we see Garrett Kinder on the high side. Garrett Kinder is getting a push from that 99 machine of Brandon Wallace. And then behind Brandon, it is William Griffith. Garrett Kinder's getting up there. He's getting up there. I think he can get clear. No, not here through turns 1 and 2. I think if he can get a good enough run here on the back stretch and a good enough push from Wallace, he can get clear of Andy Kurtz here. No, we actually see the high side falling behind a little bit as we see more and more drivers going down there to the bottom. And look at this! And a big move, Jonah Colbert goes here to the high side. So will that help give the high side some momentum? And bam, look at this. Jamie Mullins also goes up to the high side. That's going to continue to give that high side some momentum. They're getting back up there. Oh, we see Jamie Barkis. Let's see. He's looking to try to go up there. I was about to say, I'm not sure if he can. Jamie Mullins got a good enough run. He has now officially gotten clear of Andy Kurtz, and he is back in the lead. Your pole sitter, Jamie Mullins, is back in the place where he started this race. So now Jonah Colbert is the leader of that outside. Jonah knows how to get a good run up there. We saw it happen before. It can happen again. He's getting that good push from Garrett Kinder. There we go. We see Colbert getting a good run, Not quite able to get clear. I thought he would have been able to get clear there, but he's going to stay up there on that top for a little bit longer. If Colbert can get a great run here on this front stretch and Garrett Kinder can get a good push here, they definitely have a chance to get back clear of Mullins. They're coming, they're coming, they're coming on the backstretch. Ooh. Kinder's just got to push him a little bit more. Ah. Wait, hold on. Looks like he's able to go down. We see Colbert is staying up on that high side. I'm not sure, and yeah, like that. Even though he had the opportunity to go down to the bottom and get clear of Jamie Mullins, Colbert is going to stay on top. And I mean, here's the thing. If the race ended right now and it was a photo finish to the line, I believe the high side would have momentum. So I think Jonah Colbert wants to stay up there for a little bit longer just because the high side right now is looking like it's a little bit faster. And look at this. Garrett Kinder is going to make it 3 wide with Brandon Wallace and I believe, who's that? Jamie Barkis. And he's going to get back in line behind Brandon Wallace. I don't know if he was maybe thinking, hey, I don't really want to push you anymore. I'm going to drop down to 3rd. And he's just going to give Brandon Wallace now the opportunity to push Jonah Colbert to try to see if he can get up there. $20 laps completed here. We're getting up there to halfway right now. Look at this. Andy Kurtz goes up there to the outside. See if he can give that outside some momentum here. Is getting pretty dicey all throughout the field here. But we do see the high side is slowing down a little bit. Mullins getting a great run on the bottom, and a lot of it is because of that good push from Mr. Jamie Barkis. Barkis has kind of had to be the pusher all night long to a few different leaders, and he's done a great job so far helping keep the leaders ahead from the outside line. But I don't know. Could we potentially see Barkis move up there to the top? That's definitely not out of the question. Ooh. Look at this. Jamie Barkis and Eddie Smith in an aggressive move. Both of them go up to the top and easily are both able to go back down and get ahead of Jamie Mullins. What a move for those two. Jamie Barkis now up to the lead. Eddie Smith in second. I mean, those kind of moves can make or break your race sometimes, and wow. That was just absolutely impressive. Very, very synchronized between those two. They went up and then snap, and a few seconds later, they were able to go back down there to the bottom. So now, once again, Andy Kurtz is the leader of that outside. He's got Jonah Colbert behind him. And, in an interesting decision there, we see Eddie Smith going up to the top. He is going to stop pushing Barkis. And he's like, hey, I helped push you to the lead. Now I'm going to try to take the lead. He's got Andy Kurtz pushing him. Can they get up there? I did see Mullins also look like he was going to maybe try to get up there. He does not go up there, however, and he's going to stay behind to push that 15 of Jamie Barkis. I definitely think if there is a hole up top for him to go, I do think Jamie Mullins is going to try to go up there to that high side if he gets the opportunity. Eddie Smith with the nose on that outside. He's coming. Just needs a little bit more from Andy Kurtz behind him. Now, here's someone that's sitting in an interesting position right now. I do want to mention him. Haven't mentioned his name on broadcast, except for when I was doing the starting lineup. I'll actually talk about him after we see. Here comes Eddie Smith. He is able to get clear. Hammond. Can Andy Kurtz get down? No, he can't. Oh, no. Barkis is loose. Wow, what a save there for that number 15 machine. We do see Andy Kurtz is eventually able to get down. But wow, that was a close one. That could have been a whole lot worse than what it was right there. So now we see Jonah Colbert is the leader of that outside. And he is getting a push right now from that number 99 of Brandon Wallace. So once again, we see that top side losing a little bit of steam there. So again, that was a very, very scary wreck that we saw there from Jamie Barkis. Just got a little bit loose getting down there on the apron. He could have destroyed the entire field. Again, I applaud Jamie Barkis. Amazing save by him. Oh, look at this. Andy Kurtz is going to stop pushing Eddie Smith and go up to the high side. So it's Andy Kurtz getting a push from Jonah Colbert. The high side's coming back. I don't know. Once again, we're seeing just how good of a pusher Jamie Barkis is. Keeping Eddie Smith up front. We'll say these leaders are coming up on lap traffic. That's Greg Froelich in the number 11 machine. Let's see what he's going to try to do here. Is he going to go down low to the apron? He's going to go up high, and let's see how well these leaders are going to be able to avoid him. We see, yep, Froelich goes down to the bottom. Look at this. There was a hole on the bottom. Big gap between Jamie Mullins and Jamie Barkis. So we see Andy Kurtz goes down there to the bottom. So that's going to put Jonah Colbert back as the leader of the high side. Ooh, see a driver gets into the outside wall. Another driver gets into the inside wall. Not sure who that was. So right now, again, Eddie Smith is your current leader. It's Jonah Colbert and Brandon Wallace. We see Garrett Kinder, all of them on the outside right now. Oh, looks like, oh no, Andy Kurtz is around on the apron. Can everybody save it? Wow. That was a great save by the whole field there to avoid getting in that wreck. Great job to everybody who avoided that incident. But man, the high side is completely deserted right now. It's only Jonah Colbert up there. Nobody else is up there to push him just because that incident got the field very, very separated. So we'll go ahead. We're over halfway right now. The field is single file. Not a lot of racing going on. Let's take this time to go ahead and pump up the intensity. Here we go. There it is. There's pump up the intensity for you. Hopefully enjoyed hearing those wonderful racetrack sounds. But while we were doing pump up the intensity, we saw the high side come back into form. And look who's lead the charge. Adam Lange in the 59. Adam, a name that we have not mentioned all race long, finally coming up into play here. He's getting a push from Andy Kurtz in that number 5 Oreo machine. And at one time, it was looking like they were going to get clear of Jonah Colbert, but they have kind of fallen behind a little bit as the high side is a bit disorganized at the moment. But I think if they can get the high side organized, they can, and if they can get a push back up front, we'll see the, oh, look at that. Josh Hall in a heavily damaged car. He is going down a lap, and looks like we're seeing maybe some green flag pit strategy. Jason Lottridge, Mike Uribe, both coming into the pits. I don't know if these drivers were going to be able to make it to the pits, so yeah, we're seeing a few more people come in as well. Wow. That is kind of a question. Oh, no. Caution flag is out. I just now realized. My bad. Here we go. We'll get the wreckage replay up. So here, this is right here. Here's the wreckage rewind right here. All right. So Josh Hall, he was getting lapped by the field, running down on that apron. You see the leaders are able to go by, doing the respectful thing again, just going down on the apron. And then we see Josh kind of drifts up the track a little bit and then right in to that 06 machine, I believe, or the 04 machine. See, the 27 is around. That's Jake Ellingson. And then they're, believe Ellingson and the other car, they're just in the middle of the racetrack where the other cars can hit them. And that's just going to create this big pileup with the rest of the field. But right now, we are back under caution here for the second caution. And it's looking like we're going to see the whole field come in. Yep. All of our leaders are currently coming in. I don't know if anybody is going to stay out. And so we are going to watch this race here on pit road. Whoever exits pit road first will be in first. So just keep that in mind. Uh-oh, looks like Andy Kurtz misses his pit stall. And we see the first driver off is going to be Cody McElwain. Then it's Jamie Barkus. Then it's Eddie Smith. Then it's Patrick Drobick. And then it's Justin Hendry. So look at this. A name that we have not mentioned all race long is now your current leader because of pit road. So here you go. Cody McElwain is in the lead right now in that 06 machine. And he was actually involved in our most recent caution. When Josh Hall washed up the track there on the apron, he was the one that went around. We see second place is Jamie Barkus, third Eddie Smith, fourth is another driver that we haven't mentioned, Patrick Drobick, and then fifth we see Justin Hendry is up here in the top five. Looking to see what he can try to do here. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Cody McElwain, who was your leader, he's going back into the pits. I know, again, he was involved in that previous incident, and he does have a little bit of damage. I don't know if he's going to try to get the damage fixed here. Yep, he took a reset. So that is going to give the lead now to Jamie Barkus. And then starting outside of him, it's Eddie Smith. So this, with the fact that McElwain went into the pits, that's going to change everything with how this restart is going to look. Right now here, we still have 26 cars on the lead lap right here. So it's still anybody's game here. with 20 laps as we cross the line. Anything can happen. From Jamie Barkas to Jason Lottridge in 26th, everybody has a chance to win. And of course, if we see another caution, we'll see maybe some other drivers get back onto the lead lap as well. And there we go. Green flag is back out, and there we see Jamie Barkas taken back off here. It was looking like Patrick Drobick was going to try to go to the high side, but he's going to stay behind his Goat Locker teammate. So now let's see what happens on the outside here. We got Eddie Smith and Justin Hendry up there. Justin goes down to the bottom. So now it's just Eddie sitting all alone up there. The next car is Jonah Colbert. And this is going to completely destroy the high side's momentum. And I know Jamie Barkas is loving to see this because he's just going to extend his lead over everybody else. We see Jonah Colbert has finally caught Eddie Smith. And look at this. We see Justin Hendry and the 21 of Cameron Combs. Both of them going up to the outside. I know we haven't really said Cameron's name too much. He is now into the thick of it here. See Eddie Smith going back down to the bottom. A lot of moving around here right now. With 19 to go. Let's see. That's the 27 of Jake, the Iron Man Ellingson, to the top of the board right now. And right now, Jake is pretty much all alone up on that high side. Once again, that's going to kill that momentum. Next car up there is Justin Hendry. So we'll see if he can pick him up here. We see Patrick gets a little bit onto the apron there. That might slow him down a little bit. And look at this. Caution flag is out. Jeff Paisley, Greg Froelich involved in this one. Oh, yeah, that's a big wreck right there. Alright. Here's what happened here. So you see, Froelich was running there on the bottom. And, whoa. So I believe, who is that? We see the 04 of Michael Kostek slows up a little bit. And then Greg Froelich has nowhere to go. He would have went right to his rear bumper. Gets a little bit loose and through the grass. Greg goes, helping the grounds crew out a little bit. And then he washes up the track and goes right up into the 7 of Jeff Paisley. And Jeff pounds the outside wall. We see Micah Reeby is involved. Jason Lottridge is involved. Man. Hate to see it there for all of them. You have a few drivers going, and look at this. We see Charlie Gates Jr. coming into the pits in that 55 machine. He was running up on the top 10. I'm not sure why he went in and everybody else stayed out. I don't know what he's going to do here. He's going to take tires. No, tires really don't mean too much here at Daytona compared to 1.5 miles in short tracks, but I mean, I don't know. Tires could help him a little bit. We'll see. We see Mike Bertassa Jr. getting his lap back. The only Canadian in the field is now back into contention for this race. Love that number 43 machine. Looking like a Richard Petty car almost. Right now, I think the action is just gonna go up from here, so use the restroom, get a snack, because you are not gonna want to miss what is gonna happen here with these next 15 or 14 or 13 laps here. It's gonna be wild. Not like this race already hasn't been action-packed. It's been back and forth the whole race up front. But right now, your current leader is Jamie Barkis. So lights are off on the pace car. Go. On the restart, we're going to have Jamie Barkis restarting on the bottom. And then Eddie Smith will be restarting on the top here. Let's see what happens. Eric Burkholder on Facebook says, go get it, Chuck. Chuck Phelps, we haven't really mentioned his name all race, but he is actually sitting in the top 10 right now, and he is in a good position. The 4th car on the bottom. A few smart moves, and he can definitely get up front for sure. And if you do want to cheer on your favorite driver, make sure to drop a shout out in the Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube chat. And we'll shout you out here on the broadcast, just like we did for Eric. Of course, if you are watching us here on eRacing TV tonight, you do not have an option to chat, but still, we definitely thank you for watching us on eRacing TV. For sure. But there we go. Green flag is out here. Less than 15 to go at Daytona International Speedway. And we are side by side for the lead right now. Can Eddie Smith get a run on the outside? He's getting a great push from Jamie Mullins. And there we go. We see Eddie Smith is able to get down to the bottom, and he is your new leader here at Daytona. So now your leader on the high side is Jamie Mullins. He currently has Patrick Drobick behind him. Or no, excuse me. That's Jake Ellingson behind him. Looks like the high side is slowing down a bit here. Eddie Smith is loving this. This is going to allow him and Patrick to just drive away from the rest of the field. I do think if the high side can get a little bit more organized, they can definitely come back here to the front. Look at this. We see Jamie Mullins moves up there to the high side. Or I think he already was. on the high side, but still, he's coming. Oh, look at this as we go here onto the backstretch. Goat Locker Racing, the duo, Jamie Barkus and Patrick Drobick, both go up to the high side, and what an awesome run they get. Move down to the bottom, and we have a new leader, Jamie Barkus, and wow, they're getting way ahead of everybody else. Great job. Awesome move there by Jamie Barkus and Patrick Drobick. But look at this. Little Uno reverse there for Eddie Smith. He's going to jump up to the high side. And let's see if he can get a good run and get ahead of Mr. Jamie Barkus. We'll say Patrick Drobick just ran his fastest lap time of the race, and he is behind the driver on the bottom, so I don't know if maybe that'll give the bottom a little bit of a better run compared to the top. I don't know. We'll see. See, Sherry Lund on YouTube says, come on, Griff, come on, Kinder. I know, let's see. Both of them are outside of the top 10 right now. I know Garrett Kinder's in 18th and William Griffith is in 20th, but that does not mean they have a chance to win. Anything can still happen here at Daytona. I mean, a few smart moves for Kinder, and he can get up into the top 10 for sure. Can't count anybody here at Daytona. Right now, we're watching the battle for the lead. Here comes Mullins, giving Eddie Smith a good push. I think Eddie Smith has almost pretty much gotten clear here. And he is going to move down to the bottom, so we have a new leader, Eddie Smith. Great move, moving up to the top, getting a good push and getting back up front. So now Jamie Mullins is the leader of the high side, and he is looking to get a push from Jake Ellingson. Now, last time Jamie Mullins was up front, we saw the Goat Locker Racing duo of Patrick Drobick and Jamie Barkus go up top, but that's not going to happen, looks like, because Mullins is getting a great run, despite the fact that you don't see Ellingson right on his back bumper. We'll say less than 10 laps to go right now. And the high side is actually falling behind a little bit. And this is not what Mullins or anybody up on that high side wants here, especially since there's only 8 laps to go. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to try to do here to try to get back up front. Looks like we're 3 wide between Andy Kurtz, I believe that's Adam Lance, Justin Hendry. That's a recipe for disaster here at Daytona. Let's see, Andy Kurtz is able to get back in line. Whew, I know a lot of drivers who were around that just let out a huge sigh. Because, man, 3 wide is very, very stressful. I know it's not as stressful at Talladega, but because of how tight the straightaways and the corners are between the wall and the yellow line, it is very difficult to stay 3 wide for a long period of time here at Daytona. Oh no, they're wrecking behind them. Caution. Oh, yep, I was about to say, is it going to come out? Yep, caution flag is out. Big, big wreck between a lot of big names. We'll get the caution flag up and ready here. So, looks like it's 3 wide right here. We got Michael Kostick on the bottom, Travis Beaver in the middle, then Josh Hall on the top. Trying to see here. I'm trying to look who came up or who came down between Kostick and a Beaver. I do think Kostick might have moved up a little bit, and he gets right into Beaver. Both of them go around. We see Heiner's involved, Paisley's involved, Bertassa's involved. It was just a big, big wreck. I saw it in the corner of my eye, and there you see just the amount of carnage that happened. Big damage to a lot of cars. Do you see a lot of the drivers involved in that wreck going into the pits? Look at this! Mike Bertassa looks like a modified out here. Let's get a nice little glimpse at that car right there. You can see the motor and everything. Good gosh. He's going to need to get that fixed. I saw somebody get their lap back. I'm not sure who. That was Charles Stevens Jr. He is going to get his lap back. And Charles with a heavily damaged car. The entire nose is off that thing. You can see the roll cage and everything. Good gosh, but let's see, he's not on the lead lap, I don't think. He's still a few laps down. But, I mean, still, every lap counts to get back onto the lead lap, and I'm not sure. I don't think that is our last caution that we are going to see tonight. So right now, Eddie Smith is in the lead. But it's still anybody's game here. 24 cars on the lead lap. All of them with a chance to win. Here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. So we are getting ready to go back green here. We have Eddie Smith restarting on the bottom. And then Jamie Barkus will be restarting on the top. Behind them, we see Yakes is looking to try to give Eddie a push. And then got the Goat Locker teammates together. It's Patrick Drobick behind Jamie Barkus. Now the driver sitting in 5th, and who definitely has a chance right now, that's Jake Ellingson in that number 27 machine behind Yakes and Smith. We'll see what he's going to try to do here. And also watch out for Jamie Mullins as well. Your pole sitter. There we go. Green flag is back here at Daytona International Speedway. We're going to have a green, white checkered here. As we see Eddie Smith is able to get clear here of Jamie Barkus running on the high side. Yakes giving Smith a good push. And we see Jamie Mullins. He's going to go down to the bottom. Big wreck. Huge wreck. The whole field getting caught up in it. Caution flag is going to come out. Man. Hate to see it for all involved, and we'll get this wreckage replay up here. Oh, boy. Wow. Okay, so here's what... All right, got it up here. So here comes Ellingson. He's running here, but whoa. Okay, I think I know what happened here. So Ellingson sees an opportunity. There's a gap between Drobick and Feltz here. So he says, hey, I'm going to go up to the high side here and try to help Feltz and Sturgeon get up to the rest of the leaders. He thinks he's clear, but he ends up sliding up across Feltz's nose, and then it just creates this huge pileup. Logan Sturgeon's involved. Brandon Wallace, Justin Hendry, Adam Lange, Jonah Colbert. Huge, huge pileup here. Andy Kurtz. Whoa. All right, I saw someone who had a great avoidance of the carnage here. Let's watch here from the perspective of Zach Wetstein. Watch this. This is some amazing avoidance skills right here. Watch this. He's sitting behind Andy Kurtz, and the whole wreck is unfolding right here. You see Ellingson slides up. There you go. See everybody getting into the wall. Wetstein is going to make a hard left here to get under everything. And luckily, instead of getting boosted down, Kurtz gets boosted to the right. I mean, that's all really Zach Wetstein could have done there is turn left and pray. But, see a lot of drivers into the pits right now. Charlie Gage Jr., Ryan Pendleton, Logan Sturgeon, Ellingson, pretty much all of the drivers who were involved there. We see Josh Hall coming into the pits as well. He's got heavy damage. But, we're going to have a green-white checkered here. This is going to get wild. Again, Eddie Smith is sitting in the lead right now. So here, I do want to do a quick flyby of the field right now to just see where maybe your favorite driver is currently sitting in right now. So we got Eddie Smith in first, Joe Yakes in second, Jamie Barkus in third, Patrick Drobick in fourth. We see Jamie Mullins running in fifth. Zach Wetstein is in sixth. Cody McElwain in seventh. Jason Lottridge is in eighth. William Griffith is in ninth. 10th is Travis Bieber. 11th is Garrett Kinder. 12th is Andy Kurtz. 13th is Justin Hendry. 14th is Cameron Combs. 15th is Jonah Colbert. 16th is Mike Bertassa Jr. 17th is Charlie Gates Jr. 18th is Brandon Wallace. 19th is Logan Sturgeon, and then rounding out your top 20, it's Josh Hall. So here we go. We're getting ready to go back green this time by. And here's how we're going to be restarting. Eddie Smith will be restarting on the bottom. Jamie Barkus will be restarting on the top. Again, we got the Goat Locker duo of Barkus and Drobick drafting together. And then once again behind Eddie, it's Joe Yakes. Pace car's in. And here we go. Green flag is out here for a green-white checkered at Daytona. Good restarts for both Eddie Smith and Jamie Barkis. Neither driver getting the advantage on the bottom and the top. We see a few drivers going up, going down. We see Cody McElwain goes down there to the bottom to help get Eddie and Joe a push. Looks like we see the top falling behind a little bit. I know the high side is very, very disorganized right now. We'll see if they can come back. So here they come. White flag is out. 1 lap left here. What is Jamie Barkis going to try to do here? Can Patrick Drobick give a good enough push there to Barkis to get up there? Oh no! Eddie Smith is around. Looks like Joe Yanks got under him. And look at this. Jamie Barkis is in the lead now. Getting a push from Patrick Drobick. We see Jamie Mullins is on the bottom as well. Andy Kurtz is up there on the high side. And I don't know if he can really do anything. See, Jamie Mullins goes to block there. It's 3 wide. But Jamie Barkis is going to cross the line in first. He wins the season opener. We're wrecking for third. And Zach Wetstein is going to get that 3rd spot. Wow. I need to watch that replay again to just digest what all happened. Goodness. All right, so the whole finish kind of escalated right here. We see Joe Yanks gets down on the apron. Then I think he might have thought he was clear of Eddie Smith, but he wasn't. He clips Eddie's rear. Eddie goes around. And this just completely disorganizes the bottom. And Barkis, Drobick, and we see Mullins are all able to get good runs. And then we know Drobick and Patrick get a great one. But let's fast forward to see, how did Zach Wetstein get into the top 3 here? Let's watch this. Jamie Mullins is throwing blocks at Andy Kurtz to try to prevent him from getting a good run on the outside. So we see here comes Zach Wetstein on the bottom. Andy Kurtz is coming on the top. We see Kurtz actually has some help from Justin Hendry. We see Zach actually washes up the track a little bit into Jamie Mullins. And then they wreck across the line. Zach Wetstein gets that 3rd place finish. So we're getting ready here for the driver interviews. We got everybody on the top 3. I will post our results here on the screen. But here we go. Let's start off by pulling in your 3rd place finisher, Zach Wetstein. Here we go. Zach, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, what a wild finish there. I know you were in the top 5 for the most of the race. We didn't really see you get up to the lead there, or up there, until the final lap where we saw the whole wreck happen. You were able to avoid it, and you were side by side there with Jamie Mullins and Andy Kurtz coming across the line. And in a photo finish, you were able to get ahead there of Kurtz and Mullins. I mean, what was your take on this race? What did you think of this one?
Man, honestly, I really wasn't up in the top 5 for much of it. I was stuck back in probably 10th to 12th. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous how both lanes just didn't go at all. And that's not really, me calling out anything. It's just how it ended up. And both lanes just did not move at all. So really, I was just stuck half throttle in it. around 10th or 12th for most of the race, maybe even 14th. And that wreck happened, and I don't know if you caught on the broadcast, but I went to the apron even in the grass to avoid it and barely got out of it. A lot of people I was working with didn't, which was unfortunate, but that set me up for that last restart. And unfortunately, that probably should have been Eddie's race to win, or at least he, I think, had the best shot, but got taken out there on the backstretch. Just Daytona racing, I guess. But, I was happy to get a top 3. Coming out of 4, the 53 went high, and I took the opportunity to go low and come to the line. We, made a little contact. That's Daytona, and just got that 3rd place finish.
For sure. I know, again, you mentioned that last caution there. I mean, that was some amazing wreck avoidance there from you. I mean, what were you doing? You were just turning left and praying?
Hitting the brakes, turning left on the apron, because I knew if I was hitting the brakes but staying on the track, I'd get ran over. Just from experience of iRacing altogether. Right. And then turning down because, if you hit the brakes too hard, you can't turn the car. So just a mixture of just enough brake, turning left, and hoping nobody turns left while they're wrecking and clips you. And it's 50-50 all the time at Daytona. I just happen to get the right side of the corner.
For sure, for sure. Well, I mean, before we let you go, Zach, is there anybody you would like to thank?
Yeah, Logan, who runs the series. It's going to be a long season, but a fun one. You for taking over broadcasting on Friday nights. I got Goat Locker Racing. I know Jamie won tonight, so shout out to Goat Locker. Big Fish Motorsports, and, that's Logan's team, so shout out to them. Kinder Farm and Ranch, Shappy Edits, Mill Racing Designs, Magic Mike Motorsports, Seth Griffith, Chuck Feltz, P&J Motorsports, and yeah, just everybody for making the series great. And we got Daytona out of the way, and it wasn't too bad of a race. So we'll move on and hopefully put on some good shows at some little less chaotic tracks.
For sure, for sure. Well, again, congratulations on the bronze finish there, Zach, and hopefully we'll see some more great performances like tonight in the future. Have a great rest of your night, Zach.
Appreciate it. You too.
Well, there is your 3rd place finisher, Zach Wetstein. Let's go ahead and pull in 2nd place, Patrick Drobick. Here we go. Patrick, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Sure do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, man, what a great race for you. I mean, first of all, you were one of our biggest movers of the race. Started in 14th and you had to make some big moves to get back up front. But we saw there in the last 2 restarts, you were able to start on the high side with your teammate Jamie, and man, you gave him one heck of a push there on that last restart. Were able to avoid the wreck on the bottom, and just you ran away from it from there. I mean, what was your take on that last little restart that we saw there?
Those last couple of restarts, I mean, my whole goal was to stay locked to the back of Jamie's bumper and try to beat the back of his car off. I was going to push him no matter what. So when we came to the choose cone, I always followed him. And I think I knocked him all the way around the track. But when I saw them wrecking down below us and we got clear of it, it was just pedal to the metal to get the win here for Goat Locker Racing.
Yep, and I mean, I know this series is fueled by Goat Locker Racing. I mean, how does it feel to get the 1-2 there for Goat Locker Racing here for the season opener?
It's awesome. I mean, so glad I could be here tonight to push Jamie to the win. We always operate as a team, and a big shout out to all my teammates, Cody McElwain, Ryan Pendleton, and Jake Ellingson. I mean, we all worked real well tonight, but I mean, no better way to kick off Season 3 in the Goat Locker Racing Xtreme Xfinity Series for the 2 Goat Locker boys finishing 1-2.
For sure. Well, besides Goat Locker, is there anybody else you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, a big shout out to the original Rebels League, Logan Sturgeon, for putting this Xfinity series together. A lot of our sponsors, Jam Printing and Promotions, Gill Insurance Advisors, which you saw on the side of Jamie's car. Veterans 48, which you saw on Ryan Pendleton's car, a great veteran nonprofit organization who we are going to be doing a fundraiser for the month of October. And just a huge shout out to my teammate Jamie. Big win for him here at Daytona, and just super stoked I was able to push him to the win.
Awesome. I mean, it was awesome seeing y'all work together there on that last restart. But again, I mean, awesome with the runner-up finish, Patrick, and hopefully we'll see some more great finishes all throughout the year here in the Xtreme Xfinity Series. Have a great rest of your night, Patrick.
All right, you too. Thank you.
And last but not least, let's go ahead and pull in your first place finisher, the winner, the man of the hour, Jamie Barkis. Here we go.
Oh, shit, we got about 25, 30 minutes, huh?
Jamie, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Awesome. Wow, what a great race for you. I mean, you started in the top 3, and we saw you were pretty much up front for most of the race. We saw you were mainly the pusher a lot of times, and coming there to that final green-white checker, we saw Eddie, he was below you. You went up to the high side, and I know you had your teammate Patrick behind you, and y'all just went off like a rocket there on that restart. We saw the whole wreck happen there on the bottom, and that just worked into your favor. You were able to run away with it there for the rest of the final lap, and Jamie ended up getting the win. I mean, how does it feel, and what was your take on this race?
It feels awesome is how it feels. Usually I hate coming to the dang restrictor plates to start a season off. I know it's tradition and everything, but half the time you end up digging yourself out of a huge hole when you leave there. So to get out of here with a win is fantastic. Couldn't have done it without Pat. He won this race, staying with me there. So couldn't have done it without him for sure.
Do you think maybe this win and with the season opener win could help you potentially win this championship with the season? Just to help you for the rest of the season?
Well, sure. It gives you momentum to get the season started off with. You not that wins guarantee a spot in the playoffs, but when you don't start in a hole right out the gate, you feel good about your chances of making the playoffs. With a win here to start the season off. So, regular season stuff really doesn't matter too much once the playoff starts anyway. So, but it's a good step forward in getting there. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome, man. Great start.
And last but not least, I mean, how does it feel to get the 1-2 finish with you and your Goat Locker teammate there? I mean, I know this is the Goat Locker Xfinity series, so I mean, how does it feel for that to happen?
Man, it's awesome. It's every time that we can do that, and we had Cody McElwain, our other teammate, ended up with a strong finish. Jake Ellingson there and Ryan Pendleton, they all ran good tonight. The other guys kind of got some trouble, in the earlier part of the race there that kept them from really being up here in contention. But as a team, fantastic night. Anytime we win, it's a fantastic night, and anytime we can finish 1-2, 1-2, 3, whatever the case may be, it's an awesome night for us.
Sure. Well, I mean, before we let you go, Jamie, I mean, is there anybody else you would like to thank before we let you go?
Oh yeah, thank you guys with Intensity for putting on this broadcast, Logan for running this thing, everybody at Rebels Racing here, and of course our sponsors with Goat Locker, G2G Trailers, JM Printing and Promotions, Gill Insurance Advisors, Veterans 48, Travis Lee Creative. We couldn't do this without all those guys. So quick shout out to Veterans 48 starting next Thursday night on our Goat Locker Racing Truck Series over on our broadcast. We'll be kicking off a fundraiser for those guys. So we'd appreciate people coming out and supporting that. It'll run for the whole month of October. It's a really good veteran nonprofit. So they would definitely appreciate everybody's support. So.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the win, Jamie, and hopefully we'll see some more great performances all throughout the season here in the Xtreme Xfinity Series. Have a great rest of your night, Jamie.
You too. Thanks, man.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is going to do it here for the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. As always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. Check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always responding to y'all's tweets and dropping polls on there, so check us out on there. And if you haven't already, make sure to download that eRacing TV app on Roku TV or Fire TV so you can get us on our big screen on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, or excuse me, not Thursdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Intensity Broadcasting broadcasts are on eRacing TV for your enjoyment. So just again on Roku TV or Fire TV, just punch it in eRacing TV and you'll get access to 7 nights a week iRacing and racing action for you to enjoy. I'm Atlee Atman-Weeson on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.